Hey everyone, I'm Chris Spatola with Campus Insiders. With the calendar turning over to the month of November and college hoops games starting next weekend, it's worth taking a look at three of the best ACC non-conference games in this month that we'll see. And interestingly enough, they all take place on November 12th. First game we'll look at is Duke and Kansas up in Chicago. This game features, of course, two of the best freshmen in the country, Andrew Wiggins from Kansas and Jabari Parker from Duke. For Kansas, this is the youngest team that Bill Self has ever had at Kansas. He's got 6 freshmen on his roster, Wiggins being one of them. And for Duke, they've got a mix of older guys and younger talent. Rodney Hood, Quinn Cook, veteran guys on that perimeter. Emil Jefferson, a sophomore, will start inside. And, of course, Jabari Parker, also a freshman. Should be a game of contrasting styles. Duke this year wanting to play much faster, using that perimeter talent. Kansas, a team that typically wants to control tempo, play inside out. Should be a great game up in Chicago, and to get a game like that so early in the season is such a treat. The next game, VCU will visit Virginia. And this game for Virginia, an example of Tony Bennett wanting to bolster his non-conference schedule. VCU wanting to play with their attacking, pressing style. And Virginia this year should be a top 25 team for most of the year, certainly a top 5 team in the ACC. They returned first-team All-ACC player, senior Joe Harris, who should contend for ACC Player of the Year honors. They also return another senior, Akil Mitchell, who's been so good for Tony Bennett and that program. So a great non-conference test early in the year for Virginia. And the third game, NC State will visit Cincinnati. And this game for NC State should be a great early season test for a roster that saw a lot of changes. NC State lost their 2 best players, Lorenzo Brown and C.J. Leslie, to the NBA draft. They also saw Rodney Purvis, a talented freshman for them last year, transfer up to UConn. Cincinnati, always a team, and will be again this year, so good defensively. They're great on the glass. They've got strong, athletic defenders. Not great offensively. Sean Kilpatrick will be their best returning player. He's an attacking wing player. But again, a great early season test for an NC State roster that underwent a lot of changes and really an unknown commodity. And so a game like this, going on the road, playing a tough defensive team in Cincinnati will be a great test. There will be more games to come, of course, in the month of December, and we'll talk about those as the calendar turns over to that month. Thanks for checking in, and enjoy the start of the season.